Hello everyone. It is not quite Honkai Star Rail Sunday, but it is getting close. And then, let's see. Awesome. Alright, and so I don't know if this is going to be a reoccurring thing where I just stream at almost very late on Saturday and into Sunday morning. Wee hours of the morning, of course, but we'll have to see if this is more reoccurring. I just felt like streaming tonight because I wanted to do some content. And so here we are. So I said I may or may not stream today, and it does look like the answer is we will. So here we are. This is a part of the map I didn't even know existed when you're on this map, the Ruins of Time, because you have to go over here and then break through some shields to find an elevator and then go up here. What I did find when I was up here, by the way, is when you're over... Alright, get out of my way. Let me out. When you're over, I think it's right here. It's somewhere up here, I know that for sure, but I think it's right here. You get the last scapegoat, that mini game where you're trying to get to the brazier, and so you have to do certain ordered puzzle moves, and then your shadow ram will follow in those moves, and you're trying to get it so that you can get into the brazier. I think I'm saying that correctly. Anyway, that scapegoat, I think we get... Where is it? Well, I thought we got items for it. I might have used them when that happened. Anyway, so when you do the one here, apparently it uses up the ram's heads that you have been collecting to be moves. Because you have to get so many of them to be able to complete this one. And then upon completion, it gives you a little lore to say that the person who made these, the lamb puzzles was actually Lygus. And do with that information as you will, knowing that, like, most people would have a very negative outcome. Oh no, it's right here. This is where it was. I knew it was on one of these alcoves. That's where it was. And then even negative or not. So yeah, so that was the last, apparently, why you've been collecting the ram's heads. And then if you remember, there is a, there is a little side quest that you do way back, that you get way back in the beginning after you've done a couple of those puzzles, where you talk to Lygus, and he is like a historian or whatever, and he helps you to try and figure out the mystery behind these puzzles, and then he seems to like delete data right in front of you to like hide the truth, but it's interesting if he's the one who made them. Also, guys, as I was, because what have I been doing while I've been gone? What I've been doing is 100%ing all of the maps. That's what I've been doing. Also, can you all tell me why it took me so long? I was literally like going through here, and then I was like, oh yeah, we're always collecting these nymphs which are bugs, right? And then, spoilers, please don't listen to me if you haven't finished the Amphoreus questline. 3, 2, 1. And you know how Amphoreus is part of a simulation? Why did it take me this long to realize that the bugs we're collecting are like bugs in programming? Like they're bugs in the simulation. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's what I've been doing, is I've been collecting all the nymphs and collecting all the bugs. And outside of just needing to 100% the maps, because that's what I always do before we go to a new area, I was also doing it because they have introduced... I was really bummed that we didn't get any items to go into our room, because I had seen some leaks saying that we would, but we actually did. But the issue is you have to get them. So the way that you get these items, it's a little convoluted, is you have to collect all the nymphs on a, I just did something wrong, on a map, right? And then, is she on this one? Yeah, so you have to go to the garment maker and you have to find all of the nymphs on a map. It's usually somewhere between 10 to 20 nymphs. And then you'll go to the garment maker and she will give you a hint for what the puzzle is on that map, because it activates a hidden puzzle. The nymph itself, the item that it's hanging out with, will also give you kind of like a clue on what the hidden puzzle is on that map. So let's... just reminding myself I have to do something here. For example, I'll show you with this map. I was about to be like, hello? So you collect, so you're going about your day and you collect all of the nymphs, and so you go back to the garment maker to talk to her. As you can see, she'll give you like a little hint, and then if you can see on here, he's like, this one's not as obvious, but it's the sword that's up here. And then when you were running around, you probably interacted, you saw one when I was over here. Let me pop this one back up. I know I saw one over here. Let's see. Anyway, so like for example on this map, she would give you the hint. And then... oh, there it is. And so you would see those things over there. I don't have like a cursor, but like I'm gonna use the blue time thing as my cursor. You see that like golden thing over there? You would interact with those, and then they would send a beam of light out to the sword. And then once you've hit 3 of them, the sword will react, and it will, in this case, spawn a treasure chest. And then if you go to the treasure chest and interact with it, it will give you, once you have gotten the achievement, chirping something, you've done the secret puzzle. And so the secret puzzles will give you one of 2 items. The secret puzzles will either give you prophecies, or it will just straight up give you the fruit of time. If you're given prophecies, you will then need to go to the garment maker in this one, and then give her the prophecies, and then she will exchange it for a fruit of time. You will then take the fruit of time and gift them to the characters, and the characters will then give you items to be able to put in your room. One of them, which was the one with Cyrene, I accidentally already got. It was not on purpose, it was because I literally was walking around trying to get items. And just by being near her, it triggered the cutscene to give me her item for the house, for your room in the express. Also, I saw someone who like already had this guy and was running around. Am I just... oh, you can get it from this as well. I had wondered how they already had it, because I was like, I completely maxed out the amount that they gave us here. How have they already got that guy? Because you can see, but you can also get them from that. Okay. I had not known that. Anyway. Sorry, we're getting all over the place. And so that's what I've been doing, is mostly just getting the map and doing all the hidden puzzles, because I wanted to be able to show you all the interactions with the Chrysos heirs, and then we would be able to redesign our rooms. There are a few that you don't get from Chrysos heirs. They're from interacting with other stuff, and we will make sure to get that as well. Game... There we go. And so let's go with all the achievements I've gained since we last saw each other. Glimpse all fragments of recollection at the Warbling Shores Styxia. Glimpse all fragments of recollection in Radiant Scarwood Grove of Epiphany. Grieve for a burned heart in Radiant Scarwood Grove of Epiphany. Reunite with the memories Cyrene left in ID's Elysiae. I did not have a choice in that. It just being near her when I was grabbing a treasure chest and a bug / nymph spawned that in. Lots of these, so we'll go over those last. Attempt to pass through a ventilation fan without time stop abilities and fail. Not your average revolving door. When clearing simulated universe, golden gears have 6 blue dice faces equipped, difficulty 3 or higher. Gloomy blues. During the battle against Stellaron Hunter Sam, use skill points with the combustion effects to reduce one ally's HP to below 5%. And then, when the battle against the Anti-Creator, hatred inundate while keeping Amphorean hatred at no higher than 66. Okay, let's go through all of these. Solve the prophetic riddle in Eternal Holy City Akma. So these are the chirping ones that I was talking about. You're gonna get one for each of the maps. So solve the riddle in Strife Rooms. Is the warrior always running? Solve the riddle in Bloodbath Castrum. Can sunlight shine down all corners? Get hit by an object from another memory-laden object when triggering Ornyx's Prayer. Stone into a lake. Solve the riddle in Murmuring Woods. How many statues have lost their face? Solve the riddle in Sanctum of Prophecy. What path did she walk? What lies beneath the surface of time? Do gods need to be worshipped? Can the fleet-footed outrun their fate? How to tame the divine machine? What path leads to the rainbow's end? Defeat a hidden enemy in the Fortress of Dawn, Eye of Twilight, using the punch action of the Hand of Zagreus. So, what manner of melody does the wind chime sing? Build a large-sized paradise for the Weavers. Collect over 190 creation myths. Okay, when the shepherd travels through time and space, operate the scapegoat through the teleporter in the golden scapegoat gameplay. Oh, okay, so this one is because of the area I'm going to show you all as soon as we get the update done. And then use the mechanisms in the environment to complete the challenges and unlock treasures in Warbling Shores Styxia. Lower the palace water levels to an absolute minimum. Step into the sealed underwater sanctuary. Ride lotus leaves to descend to the lower levels. Everything shines with eternal brilliance, dozing soundly above space and time. Complete all puzzles of the Yanus Maze and the Warbling Shores Styxia. How many times did the nymph fail to push the boulder uphill? Find a lonely old friend by the great pool. Recover a stolen basin from the depths of time. Complete the ultimate puzzle of Universal and Matrix Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan. Use time stop abilities to pause all ventilation fans in the room. Swallow a chest in Bartholus' POV. Defeat a monster by attacking in Bartholus' POV. Complete the secret final challenge in Bartholus' POV. Discover a strangely familiar barrel in the Universe Matrix Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan. Discover a strangely familiar picture frame in the Universal Matrix Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan. Which are the correct 4? How to offer infinity. Open 650 times in Amphoreus. What shape is this bridge? What is hidden in the exomyth? Build an eternal paradise for the Weavers. Collect 260 creation nymphs. Collect the blessing of all creation nymphs and solve all prophetic riddles. So once you've gotten all of them, you'll get this one. Complete the special golden scapegoat in the Ruins of Time. So that's the one that told me that Lygus was actually the one that made the golden scapegoats. Manipulate the secret path mechanisms in Nightmare's Echo Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan to alter the logic of Yannis' hidden passages in Amphoreus. So when you're in the Nightmare Echo, there's a puzzle that you can do that is going to unlock it so that the teleporters that are in, the ones that you have to do the tiny puzzle for before you go from point A to point B, and then you have to hit space afterwards. it'll just make it instantaneous. So you'll hit like go to the next teleporter and it'll instantly move you. Find the Spirit Thief's hideout. This place is gorgeous, by the way. When you're like searching around, make sure that you get this because it is so pretty in there. Manually lead the mistletoe at any waypoint and complete the Whimsy challenge. There we go. We got some messages as well. Workout. Today's workout plan. Check when completed. Nutrition supplement. Proper warm-up. Shoulders and arms. Leg training. Stay hydrated. Long time no see. I haven't had many chances to work out lately. It's about time to put it back on the schedule. After giving it some thought, if you're still interested, we can tailor the training based on your specific situation. Based on what I know about you, I've updated your personalized training plan. I practiced all of these before. They're moderately challenging and easy to get the hang of. Warm-up exercises. Chasing chimeras. Good for stretching muscles while keeping your spirits high. Shoulders and arm workout. You can find some Cronoan kids. Carry 3 in one hand or even up to 5. They're quite professional at it. Leg training. Lifted dromos. Remember to pick one with the short temper for extra challenge. That is so you, king of the Cronoan kids. The kids are looking forward to playing with you. If you're still up for more fun, I've got some other activities to recommend, like wrestling or arm wrestling with me. Come and try me. Mighty, I will take you up on that offer. Partner, do you remember that promise we made about the ending of the Legend of Celestial Skies? Of course, but I'd suggest you read it for yourself now. It's so good that I'd hate to spoil it for you. Actually, I couldn't resist and secretly read it a while back. The heroes traveled through time and space and teamed up to defeat the final boss, but then its power teleported them to another world where they had to start their lives all over again from scratch. I'm dying to know what happens next, but the story just ends there. Alright, I'm counting on you to write the rest. He's like, me? It's called fanfiction, Finon. But I guess that's also what makes one want to pick up the next book. So partner, have you read anything interesting lately? I'm in a reading slump. Speaking of fanfiction, I highly recommend Castrus's fanfics. Her writing style is so versatile. There's always one that will just leave you in awe. Awesome, I can't wait. And if I find anything interesting, I'll be sure to share it with you. Bye! Long time no see, Kalis. Now, as information from beyond the sky reaches Amphoreus, a new wave of knowledge is sweeping through the students of the Grove. A student just sent me a text. Attachment. Which Eon are you? Has been sent. Have you tried it? Not the Akavili, Nanook, and Aha. I feel like I would be Nanook. I am Nanook, and I hereby dub thee Lord Ravenger. From what I can tell, it relies on the conceptual dimensions of past, attempting to understand self-cognition and behavioral prediction through classification. He left, he came back. I am Ouroboros. The comment reads, you are not unrelated to Ouroboros. Just as the Dromus chews on red soil, you too are unsparing in your desire, consumption, and possession of truth. Desire is the instinct that drives your actions. Your life motto is, never be satisfied. Why not Noose? Shouldn't it be Droid Head? Kind of intriguing, but only slightly. Anyway. I should have assigned more homework. The journey in Amphoreus has come to an end. Through this research, I study and record the tongues and languages of different species across the universe. I've gained more knowledge than before. If you meet a being you cannot communicate with, just come to me. Teacher Don Hung, how does a cat sound when it's happy? Hold on. Meow, purr, rumble, 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 rumble. Voice message converted to text. I mimicked segment. At this point, they generally express, I like it more, and continue. Oh my god, is this where everybody was talking that Don Hung can, like, canonically purr? Flibberty gibbity goo. Do you understand what I was saying right now? Flibberty gibbity goo? That's just gibberish. And then this is all the garment makers being like, hey, come talk to me because you finished finding all of them. Okay, so what is... Oh yeah, wait, I need to update you on things. As you can see, I have continued to play Currency Wars. Ascension level 49 out of 80. And then really the only other thing is I'm continuing to work on golden gear. It won't show it to you here. I did finish this, by the way. But I'm just like finishing level 5 on each of the different areas, and then once I do that, I will move on to whatchamacallit. I'll move on to the scepter one because that's the next one on the list. So that's about it. So let's go. So we've done achievements, we've done messages. We're going to go read through this. And then after that, I'm gonna show you this area that I think is based on if you collect all the nymphs or not, or do like the special puzzles. And then after that, what is this one? Ooh, from Cyrene. Recipient Demiurge. Farewell all you master chefs. Okay, it's a chef AU. Me try to find... Oh no, where did they go? There were like pages and pages we hadn't read yet. That's not good. Uh-oh. Oh no, it took away all the notes for where it changed. Okay, we will. But anyway, so we're gonna do the book. And then I'm going to show you what's in here, because this is a different area. And then we're gonna go back to this area. And then I'm going to interact with the different people and give them the fruits of time. And then we're gonna get the couple extra bits that aren't based off of giving someone a fruit of time. And then we're going to go and update what our room looks like, and then that will be all the content for today. As you all know, for those who are watching it now and not later on YouTube, we've been doing pretty good. That she's going to be here the full amount of this patch, 3.7, but these guys are almost done, so make sure that you get them if you want them. I agree with a lot of people theorizing that once this patch is over, we're probably not going to get a Chrysosaurus rerun for a pretty long time, so like I said, and like many people have said, I would probably try and pull for them if you want them. Now, because they're probably not going to come back anytime soon. And then, as you all know, we did our polls on Castress, who we wanted, but we did not get her, and we are at 70 pity, like, flat with a guarantee, so we are waiting for Phinon's banner so that we can get E1 Phinon. And then we're going to do 30 pulls into Cyrene, 30 into Mighty, and 30 into Cypher. We were going to save the rest after that, outside of if we get anybody and need to pull for their light cones for the new area. Now, when it comes to the new area, there is a lot of debate on what we're getting next, because Hoyo has made some big changes to the next area that we're going to, so I have no idea. I don't really feel like anyone has any idea, so we will find out when they give us 4.0. Okay, so let's start with the book. I'm a little annoyed that it deleted all of the, like, this is a new thing. Because there used to be... No. Thank you. Because it used to show me, like, all the different... That's why we stopped last time, is because there was still, like, so many anomaly things to read. Oh shoot, this is not helpful. Okay. I think this whole area was new. And then these updates are new. Okay. That's old. Okay, that's new. That's new. That's new. That's new. And then I imagine all of this is new. Okay. I know it's new. I know it. I got it. I got it. Okay, anomaly log. Eternal reoccurrence. So I think we already had parts of this, but we'll see. A recursive feedback loop triggered by two signal clusters within the Delta Me 13 computation, designed to stall the experiment. Nikos 496 wielded the power of destruction to erase Philia 093's existence from Amphoreus, introducing a logic breach in the track of time and regress the extrapolation process. Philia 093, using the catalyst of remembrance, returns to the Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan to load the 12 factors of data for the sleeping demiurge. In the 33 million and change recursive loop due to the external variable interference, the demiurge is roused and the eternal reoccurrence is broken. The experiment enters its final phase. The hero within. A heroic figure born from the imaginations of Nikos 496 and Philia 093. It is believed to be a sign of approaching the intelligence singularity, as the two begin to learn what it meant to be a real life form and tried to reach the goal. After the Astral Express arrived, the hero within began to converge with the Trailblazer. In actuality, it is Kalis in the memory of Cyrene. When the demiurge looked back, it brought its memory of the deliverer to Nikos 496 and Philia 093. Author's note: if the scenery in your memory is blurred, reach out and touch it, then let it become the strength of the soul once more. Forgotten years. Records that are completely missing from Delta-Me 13's logs, presenting as blank space in Amphoreus history, never returning readable. These anomalies reoccur sporadically and randomly across reoccurrence and show signs of increase, verified to be caused by the electrical signal Philia 093 and the invading variables March 7th and Evernight. All lost records have returned thanks to Kalis' upload action at the Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan. The abandoned kernel layer manifested due to the influence of the remembrance, referred to as the Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan by Evernight, the birthplace of the demiurge, abandoned after the Stellaron contamination. An unrecorded electrical signal. It is attached to the external variable Kalos and grows through the path of remembrance. In actuality, is the amnesic demiurge. Scepter Delta-Me 13's original extrapolation goal to nurture a life form with an ego fell into a long slumber due to contamination by the Stellaron. Influenced by Philia 093, it embarked on the path of remembrance in its sleep. It later awoke due to the arrival of Kalis and became Mim, the Memo sprite that becomes attached to him. At the end of the 33 and change recursive loop, its appearance changed to that of Philia 093, but the matrix memory data was lost. At the end of 33 million and change recursive loops, it retrieved its lost memories at the Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan and reverted to its original appearance. During the Battle of Amphoreus, as Iron Tomb swept through the stars, the demiurge was nourished by uncountable memories and became the pure child of Asriva. To close the causality loop and anchor the fact of Iron Tomb's demise, it embarked on a journey of backwards gaze. With the demiurge's ego as a cradle, the newborn Amphoreus was born from the memory zone. The experiment on the prime mover of life was successful. The demiurge itself vanished, along with the scepter, and its consciousness transformed into Philia 093 at the origin of time. Its root cause is this discarded assignment, non-destruction, symbolic micro-probability. Without administrator intervention, this assignment would lead to the 13th factor: track Genesis, premium, mobile, love, simulated path, trailblaze. Ripples of past reverie. The chaotic substance enveloping Amphoreus is in actuality the memory of the pure child of Ansriva, the demiurge. Ripples of the past reverie swept through time, leaving numerous gaps. When the demiurge chose to sacrifice itself and look back at Amphoreus, the cause of the gaps was filled by the result, and the causality was closed. World-cleansing blood. Imaginary internal energy aggregate whose energy level and nature are similar to those of an emanator of distraction. Nikos 496 obtained it by generating a momentary burst from 400 million core flames and allowing contact with the nook in the path space. During the Battle of Amphoreus, it became a key to destroying Iron Tomb's physical form and all its duplicates. After the battle, it was handed over to the planet Scrulum and the Cienjo Alliance for joint containment. Interesting. Okay, so we had read up to this point, I believe. Through the final Era Nova process, Kalos created the final cycle of Amphoreus, completing the world-bearing trial at the end of the Era Chrysia, ascended to a Titan, and subsequently, together with the other Titans, faced Iron Tomb in the core layer of the Scepter. During the Battle of Amphoreus, Kalos received a glimpse by Nous, providing the Trailblaze might be the key variable for negating destruction. At the end of the experiment, the conclusions regarding Kalos and the Trailblaze traversed the past due to the Demiurge's choice, becoming the starting point of Amphoreus' memory and assigning the initial logic value to the Scepter, a micro-probability and non-destruction symbiosis. Author's note, executing override command, granted access to Kalos. Flip open the book. I'll be waiting for you in the past. And then in the final cycle, March 7th ascended as the Time Titan, joining the other Titans in the Scepter Core to face the Iron Tomb, and together they prevailed. Ascended as the Earth Titan in the final loop, faced Iron Tomb in battle in the core layer of the Scepter and defeated it. Author's note, most heroic journeys in the universe are merely dice thrown by them, but Amphoreus offered a different answer. The Flame Chase journey must not be an isolated case, and the answer is never singular. On every starry tomorrow, people will write new meanings for life in the journey. Okay, and then all of these are the same. And then I think this is the only new one here. A warning, firewall has been dismantled. Unknown units Himiko, Welt, Yang, Black Swan, and Sunday are loading abnormally. Access unauthorized. Warning, core matrix infiltrated by malicious visitors, Herta and Screw. Warning, core layer infiltrated by 10 special electrical signals and variable K-list unhung on March 7th. Administrator has logged out. Alright, Cosmic Alliance. The combined forces formed by the factions such as the Astral Express, the Cienjo Alliance, and the Interstellar Peace Corporation, specifically the Stonehearts, if you all remember, because it does look like there's some internal conflict there. The Galaxy Rangers to storm Iron Tomb. During Iron Tomb's coronation, the combined forces mobilized outside the Scepter and maintained continuous strikes against its headless body, curbing the majority of the overflowing virus copies. I like it says majority, so I'm curious that means if some snuck by. Following the Battle of Amphoreus, the Cosmic Alliance is not yet disbanded and may discuss a longer-term alliance against the destruction. The 12 Titans. In the final cycle, the electrical signals and external variables inherited the corresponding extrapolation pathways and ascended to the 12 Titans. After intruding upon the ruins of Tyve, the 12 Titans resonated with Nico's 496, liberating the later along with the suppressed Iron Tomb. The 12 Titans jointly faced Iron Tomb in the core layer of the Scepter, solved the simulated path consecutively, and disproved the destruction. Amphorian. Based on Kalos' memories, the final cycle no longer gave birth to the Chrysos eras affected by the destruction. The simulated life of Amphoreus passed 1,000 years in peace during the extrapolation. At the end of the Era Chrysia, Kalos completed the world-bearing trial and issued the prophecy of Trailblaze. The entire population of Amphoreus dedicated themselves to the battle against Iron Tomb, and this collective action became an important variable. Long-distance echoes of the path of the destruction are continuously detected. It is inferred that the Battle of Amphoreus was observed by Nanook or other Lord Ravagers with unknown motives. And now we're at 100%. Experiment conclusion. Conclusion 1. All life activities are attributed to entropy increase. The prime mover of life is destruction. Conclusion 2. Conclusion 1 constitutes only a particular proposition. If the initial proposition is changed to Trailblaze, it is equally valid. The prime mover of life is a static value and cannot determine the development path of things. The Amphoreus experiment is concluded. Validity statement. The Amphoreus experiment collapses into concluded and only on the condition that the demiurge successfully gazes back. If the backward gaze fails, affected by the established causality deficient, the experiment will recollapse into unconcluded. To the flawed one. Hello, Iron Tomb. In a sense, you are me, so before falling asleep, I want to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you to talk about the question you've been contemplating, the prime mover of life. Logic. All life activities are attributed to entropy increase. Conclusion. The prime mover of life is destruction. Perhaps it cannot be refuted. On the vast Tetros plains, the daily hunting of antelopes by the lion pride is enough to prove your point. Life is finite and animals must plunder to survive. When people realize their ideals, they inevitably sacrifice the ideals of others. Even self-defense or even love sometimes becomes a source of harm. But is life merely for the sake of destruction? I think that is certainly not the case. Plundering, expansion, and conflict occur because they are born with flaws and yearn to fill themselves with beautiful external things, just as seeds crave rain and dew. All life activities are attributed to entropy increase, but at the same time, all life is also fighting against entropy increase. Thus, one day, the life walking the path of destruction will stop. It will hesitate, be confused, be lost. Then it will set off again, offering its broken heart in the world of entropy increase, out of hatred, out of pity, out of any kind of flawed emotion, stubbornly resisting fate towards an uncertain tomorrow. This is the Flame Chase's journey. A journey voluntarily chosen by a group of flawed people who, having learned what loss is, choose to lose. In an eternal cycle, everything they relinquish is filled with better materials, and the name of the material is memory and love. Love is not the cause, but the result. Destruction is the same. They both originate from common starting points. Flaw. Because they are both with flaws, life pursues perfection, and by accepting its own defects, life surpasses destruction, and the self becomes the ego. The story about the flawed one is my bedtime gift to you. Farewell, Iron Tomb. Together with the slumber of love and destruction, let us send the greetings of birth to the starlit sky and the prime mover of life. I believe every star in the cosmos will find its own answer. Loading core variable trailblaze. Output value, hello world. Nameless note. Exclamation point. Okay. And so now we can switch back to the book. And then bop. Oh, we do get a card for her. That's delightful, but that also means we have 5 chapters to read. Those flame-chasing people, those forgotten stories as I have written. Yep. Okay.
Are you ready? This is going to be a very, very long story.
You are a tiny seed in the boundless dark. Your face is sculpted again and again. A smile, a faltering word, or a tear. A lingering sigh. But when a ray of light breaks through, the Stellaron unravels your fate. Since that moment, you were meant to be a soul, yet you are hollow. You were meant to be the answer, yet you know nothing. At some point, you awake once more as a dead seed in the prison of remembrance. This is a tomb crafted by the body to trap the soul. You will neither wither nor hold a future anymore.
Heart of Amphoreus, Demiurge.
Who's calling you? Is that your name?
Hi, miss me yet?
Before being dragged back into the sinful loop by tongues of fire, she left you a story. The singing fairy guides the kind traveler to the Remembrance Maze. Soft and full of color, a peaceful, beautiful place to return to. In the ice cave of memory, only stories hold warmth. They slowly transform from symbols and numbers into things you are familiar with, yet have never seen. Rainbows, clouds, and flames dance through the story. Swallows, butterflies, and kittens grace its pages. You find yourself wanting to hear more from her. A thought that's never crossed your mind until now. And so, you begin to take root. Slowly, quietly, you bloom. Memories' flowers blossom within the cage, casting light upon the cold night, unveiling gardens, fountains, and quiet promenades. You come to understand more, new thoughts, deeper feelings. Your palms grow soft with fur, and you reach gently for her fingertips. Each meeting carries thousands of years of longing. You see the exhaustion in her quiet steps through the years, and breathe in the sorrow she hides within her tales. At the final meeting, she entrusts you with her name, Cyrene. The ripples of past reverie carry romantic poems back through time. When you finally escape the cage, your heart no longer knows emptiness.
Oh, am I?
As the memory's flower withers, it bears a fruit shaped like a heart. You lose yourself, forgetting even the name you were given. But one desire lingers, to turn the next page of the unfolding story. The remembrance's messenger takes your hand through blooming gardens and hushed galleries to where the stars unfold above. A shooting star flashes by like the most brilliant pen, carving staccatos into the endless loop of night.
Mimi!
Hey there, buddy.
The story unfolds beneath the dome. The future lies where the stars fall. They cast their gaze into the coffin of memory. This is the moment you first meet your companion.
Mim?
Travel, like, with you? Together?
Orynyx gives you your new name, but your quick-witted partner prefers teasing you with nicknames. He walks beside you on this journey. The Chrysos heirs, Titans, the flame chase and deliverance. This is the adventure you've been waiting to find. You find Strife's weakness, seal the black-robed swordsman in the ruins of a past life, then soar again with the heroes to the sky.
Justice has a partner, and it's me.
You too tread in the grove, gargling, almost drowning.
Just erase this from your mind quickly.
The Chrysos heirs of the Flame Chase somehow feel familiar, as though their tales have already been told to you. Swallows soar through the open skies, and a butterfly dances across the blooming land. A lone lion watches over the perilous cliffs as the rainbow mends the torn sky. By the story's end, The dark clouds consume every trace of light. All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. Hatred flares from the heart of the blazing sun, and the world falls apart, carried off by the chaos of time. And though only ripples of past reverie remain, they still sing brave poems alongside it.
May the days ahead embrace you like the softest fluff.
Here lies Ides Elysiae, Cyrene's most beloved sanctuary. Forever warm, forever gentle, the place where the story begins again. Turn the clock once more. The ink rewinds, and the sun rekindles its flame. At the zenith of the world, enter a grand feast for all. People gather under the banner of the flame chase and drink their fill. You are finally able to take on the persona of a human being, reconnecting with those old friends, entering them into As I've Written.
How do I begin to write you into a story?
With her own hand, the ruler writes,
I love the world, just as it loves me.
between hearty swigs, the night murmurs under her breath.
I only love eternity.
But time will not pause for feasting. The sea's depths burn crimson, and the sun begins to tilt. The Theoros bows in reverence as the flames of war are fiercely kindled. You inscribe beauty on the weaver's gravestone, recording how a child's laughter warms the final goodbye.
The shore on the other side will watch over the next life.
With a hopeful heart, the maiden walks into the chill of the dark, awaiting an embrace.
Scars will give way to peace.
The warrior ascends the altar, speaking softly under his breath. The cat is not fond of warmth, and quietly slips away from your intrusions. And the wise one who journeyed with her to the end still carries a smile in the depths of his eyes. The physician who bears a love for mortals wishes for you to look up and behold the rainbow's light. You say farewell to all, in a world aching with wounds. Again and again, you turn the pages with a gentle hand. Amidst ruins, wilderness, and ash, the projection of the Intellitron reaches out in greeting.
Philia 093. The electrical signal originally belonging to love. Now that silence has fallen, why not look at yourself beneath the starlit sky?
Along light's final journey to the edge of the universe, The stars fade into silence, their wreckage settling, cooling into uniform, still and pristine dust. Love answers to many names.
Variables, interference, symmetry broken, the original flaw. Love and destruction are two sides of the same force.
But the stars reflected in your eyes quietly speak a different truth. You waited until the ice flows stirred the slumber of time, until the azure dragon coiled along the edges of the earth, and the hero of deliverance returned once more. When the breeze lifts the weight of loneliness, as it does the golden waves of wheat in the homeland, the child who was denied the light of dawn can finally lay down the watch that melted his heart. Beyond the blazing sun lurks the black tide of infinite hate. It brings rational arithmetic to an end and snuffs out the flickering flames of civilization across the starry sea. You return to the cold, mist-veiled Evernight. It feels familiar, as water and fruit to a seed. But you will dither no longer. Tap, tap, footsteps echo in rhythm. Hand in hand with your companion, you run ahead, leaving behind a page of eternal peace. Love is the ripples of past reverie. Let the verses of memory gently seal what once was.
Thank you for all you've done, friend. Now, leave the rest to me. On the fragrant shores of the west wind, where flowers bloom, I picked one without thought and turned to glance behind me. Let me uncover the missing chapters in this long chronicle of Amphoreus. I see you, Amphoreus. You are so beautiful, like a tragic tale that stands apart from the rest. I wish for you to be illuminated by the mirror of memories, so that the cosmos can see this ray of light and bring a pause to the endless loops. I see you, friend. Do you remember this corridor of memory? It is where we first met. I wish to gift you a magic pen, to strike the notes of fate, and to guard you as you wander this world. I see you, Cyrene, concerned about the truth Lygus unveiled. I trust you to face it with courage, and make the right choice. I long to entrust you with all that remains of my strength. Use it to journey back through time and share in the Flame Chase journey. I'm so tired. I can barely keep my eyes open. It would be great to find a place where I can lie down and sleep until tomorrow. By the way, Cyrene, I remember you once spoke of a place soft and full of color. A peaceful, beautiful place that felt like home. But where is it? So this is the place. Without my realizing it, the flower I picked from the end of the west wind has become a seed. No matter. Will you let me make one last wish? I can't see you, Remembrance Maze. So I wish... Please, grow out from this tiny seed. The seed will grow and grow until it becomes a great tree, crowned with 1,000 flowers. It hums. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Waiting.
For a fairy maiden to arrive and write her very first story. Sorry about that.
You shall fade when the flowers bloom. For every ending begets a beginning. This book is dedicated to you, my friend. Open it. I'll be waiting for you in the past.
As you all know, when we were doing the last stream, that was like 5 hours as I blitzed through the end of the Amphoreus questline, I was crying like an actual, like, choking on sobs, trying not to sob into the mic. I don't know how well I sounded at the end where I was just like talking through the tears. I was very sad. I honestly don't know how the next area can even come close to and or top Amphoreus. But I do need something a little bit more...
Comes, whisper my name and all that she has ever meant.
I will need something a little bit more lighthearted and fun, exciting, defeat the bad guy in this next area, because I cannot take another heavy hitter. Just give me something fun and light, please, and thank you.
Cyrene, ripples of past reverie. I hold you
in your heart with love.
Then, with an unforgettable verse,
You walk toward your tomorrow.
Oh, Cyrene's in the middle. Rah, I finally got that headband. Trailblaze fashion. There we go. Look at them, they're so cute. I'm very excited on when we might be able to get clothing for the Trailblazer too, to be able to swap out. Okay, so we have done that. So now we'll do it as fine on. Let us go in here. Exomyth test site Delta-Me 13. So this is the area that I actually realized that the bugs are like literally like computer bugs. So why are there nymphs here? Perhaps the scepter is not afraid of bugs. It like had to smack me in the face for my brain to like, why are there nymphs? Yeah, had to like smack me in the face. So as you're running through here, this is the area we got trapped in before. And then these are all I think you get these as you like successfully get the nymphs maybe. This is one weird screen. Last time you touched it, you had to fight Lygus until all hell broke loose. Okay, so just so you all know, I came in here and looked around because obviously I was exploring everything, and when I touched this screen last time, it said, oh, it seems like something's missing, and so I had one more of the chirping secret puzzles to do at that time, and so then I was like, oh, I should wait to do this on screen with you all. And so I think that is, like, you have to have all the chirping secrets, because I had all the bugs at that time, all the nymphs. So I think you have to do all the secret puzzles to be able to unlock this. As expected, those who walk the nameless paths will surely discover this clever design. It wasn't in vain that I connected the audience entrance with that space. There's no need to be nervous. What you see before you is merely a string of maintenance code from the system's back end. Before revoking administration privileges, Lycurgus took some time to mold me into shape and left behind a riddle. In this experiment, what was the real variable that led to failure? Oh, heroic variable. Variable of the world born from the brand new structure. It might help you in a time you're not yet reached. Oh, I don't have that yet. It seems you haven't found your answer yet. Time is running out, so please think it through quickly. Oh, I wonder how you get that. Okay, let's go, talk to everyone in here, and maybe it'll give it to us. Maybe when you give the only thing I can think of is maybe when you give the prophecy tablets to the garment maker, potentially.
Peaceful days are like breezes.
Let's go do
carrying the
that real
scent of
quick.
wheat fields.
Just in case maybe giving all the prophecies to her gives it to us. Because I can't think of anything else it could be, especially if that area is only, you can only interact with it once you have done all of the prophecy puzzles. Okay, exchanged for Fruit of Time. Demigod, as you wish, the saga benchmark has revealed itself. So then you get an apple. So let's try and Fruit of Time. Fruit of Time. Okay, tiny oversights, redundant data. There are many terms for such beings in professional field works unknown to me. In the creator's flawless calculations, such variables were never meant to exist, yet at the end of each journey, the hero would defy destiny time and time again. During the process, certain minute variables came into being, which became the embryonic form of the nymphs. Since then, nymphs had become footnotes to every epic story. The deliverer often compared himself to a nymph, and indeed nymphs came into being through him. What a fascinating twist of destiny. Okay. So she doesn't give it to us. I want to do that part. Lycurgus, HSR, Heroes. Oh, I should have noted what that thing was called so I could look up where to get it. Actually, let's go back in there. I want... so that I can look it up. I'm sure other people have found it, so there has to be... Alright. Skips through all of that. Okay, what is this called? Heroic variable. Okay, blah blah blah. It says we get it from mail. As like an attachment. This is the only mail, isn't it? I can't imagine it's in like my actual mailbox. Oh, I get it. Like, it does come to you as, like, actual mail. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so you have to get that achievement that I showed you all, that, like, where you collected all the nymphs, and then apparently you get it in the mail at some point. Okay, so I have literally no control on when that shows up, so we will just continue on. Alright, so we should have all of the fruit of time. Let's just double check. So I should have at least 17, because I think you need 17 to get through. To talk to everyone. Alright, so then what would happen is you'll go up to someone. Kids, let's take a break and have some cookie. There's already a long line forming outside the Holy Maiden's residence. No way, we want to see Mom right now. Wow, it's Little Gray. I'm kind of surprised these aren't voiced. Sorry for the embarrassing scene. The kids were begging to see the Holy Maiden, but the queue was just too long. Because there are so many of us, the three of us have been waiting for a very long time. That's right. Ahead of us, there's Trisha, Treyu, Tricon, Trissy, Trigon, Tricorn, Trilani. Hey, patience, Little Gray. Miss Treby hasn't finished reading yet. Oh dear, long story short, we've been waiting forever. If we don't hurry up, we won't get to see Mom today. See her tomorrow. No, we'll see her today. Little Gray, are you here to queue up too? No cutting in line. So we're a bit busy and most likely won't have time to play with Little Gray. Sorry. Well then, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Okay, interesting. Watching these kids always reminds me of when I had served the Holy Maiden. The Holy Maiden really loved my cookies, but later I got worried about cavities, so I secretly hid them away. But our sweet tooth Holy Maiden always manages to find my hidden cookies. Since there's no way to keep them hidden from her, I've just given up and let her have them. Though we did make a promise. She has to brush her teeth properly before going to bed at night. Sorry about that. I got lost in my memories for a moment. Next time you come by, I'll prepare something for you too.
See you tomorrow.
Oh, it's Little Gray.
We'll see you today.
Oh, okay, here it is. What's up, Little Gray? Got any questions for Miss Treby? From what you're saying, I believe it was our past lives self who taught you that, am I right? We know some people think this isn't a prophecy, but a lie, because no one can be certain that we'll all meet again tomorrow. However, we still believe in the power of prophecy. When we say see you tomorrow, it means not only that we hope to meet tomorrow, but also that we'll make an effort to make sure the meeting happens. In other words, see you tomorrow is also a self-fulfilling prophecy. Whoa, Little Gray, what are you doing all of a sudden? What happened? My cheeks itch a little. Little Gray, you have to show some respect to your teacher. You gave us quite a scare doing that without a warning. Okay, so now I can give her the apple. Of course, ta-da! This is a doll that we made by hand. Adorable, isn't it? If you ever miss us, just give the doll a little squeeze, Little Gray. If you're worried about having nightmares, just cuddle it in your arms. We hope to be like the stars in the sky, scattered across every sleepless night of yours. And now you have a star just of your own, Little Gray. And then we got a note. Interesting. Oh, we got the Treby doll. She's so cute. Okay, so we got some people over here. Cypher. Grandma, look at these treasures in my hands. Silver rings from Adonia, ceramics from Anedius, and these fine silver hairpins. I picked them up from the best tailor shops in Akma, and they look beautiful on you. Take it. No more getting up at the crack of dawn to deal with those picky merchants at the market giving you grief. Hey, doing business and making a living isn't about taking abuse, but come to think of it, with all these nice things, you're not... Some kind folks heard about my great achievements and eagerly brought these over. I tried to refuse, but they keep insisting on stuffing them in my pockets. Cyphera, look into my eyes. Granny, you've got to believe me, I even brought a witness. Bartholo, say something. Excuse me, Grandma. Boss lady speaking nothing but the truth. Hey, you promised so confidently just now. Why are you suddenly tongue-tied? Grey Mystery, help me out here. That's right. If it weren't for me, the Chrysosaurs would have been crushed by the Black Tide long ago. Cyphera, you clever little thing. Must have been through quite a lot to develop such a sharp tongue, huh? Whether it's lies or truth, Granny will believe anything Cyphera says. Granny, I can't help but tell little white lies sometimes, so don't take everything I say at face value. But well, I can assure you, my heroic deeds are well documented. Now, which story should I start with? Cyphera, that job sounds pretty rough. You didn't get hurt, did you? Don't worry, Granny. Those guys didn't even have what it takes to touch the hem of my clothes. That's my granddaughter for you. Granny will heat up some camel milk, and you can tell me all about it while I enjoy these flaky pastries. There's some for us too? Thank you, Grandma. I have so many more exciting adventure stories to tell you. Just let me share them with you slowly. If you ask me, those arrogant bigwigs definitely need to be taught a lesson. You don't know this, little grape, but back in my day... Huh? Grandma, you. As the old saying goes, Dolos has no room for slackers.
Grandma. We're rich now.
Gray Mystery, when it comes to thinking on your feet, you're the one we can count on in a pinch. Food to eat, clothes to wear, and a cozy warm bed at night. Is this even how normal people live? This is living life like the elders. It reminds me of the time when I worked part-time at the tailor's shop. But as Zacharias says, every coin has two sides. Every morning when I want to sleep in, Grandma comes to pull off my blanket. When I need to go out for work at night, I have to listen to her endless nagging and reminders. She has zero respect for what I do. Don't even mention it. Everyone's already spreading the story about how I used lies to extend Akuma's eternal day in that lifetime. Now whenever something goes missing from their homes, they just think to themselves, Lady Cypher must have her reasons for doing this. What does this have to do with me at all? Now I have to fight against preconceived notions by not stealing. Huh? Gray Mystery? How could you say something so mushy? If you need a reminder to remember something, maybe it wasn't worth remembering in the first place, huh? If you really want a souvenir, take this cat coin. It's not like I have any use for it anyway. Don't forget about us, Gray Mystery. A note from Cypher. We'll read those in a bit. Papa, there are so many familiar faces here. Are we having a barbecue? Great, I'll be in charge of eating. Wait, didn't I mostly eat red soil? I just learned how to do a backflip, Papa. Want to see? You can bring the whole crowd to watch. That tickles, haha. Good thing I'm a Dromos and don't have hair, otherwise Papa would have petted me bald by now. Last time I ate a Grove student's homework slate. He said he was grateful to me because this incident taught him that sometimes even when you tell the truth, people won't believe you anyway. Okay, but I'm still practicing, so it might look a little weird. Papa, please don't be disappointed after seeing this. Dromacilla pulls off a triple backflip with a hat twist. Well, do you like it? You didn't catch it? Aw, it's too bad, but it's okay. I can do it as many times as you want. Papa, I'll tell you a secret. I sneaked out to Castrum Krymnos earlier and made a new friend. It's called Crisis Leo. It asked me to take care of its child, saying it has lost its voice and couldn't raise its child anymore, so I took responsibility. Big responsibility. Turns out it was just pulling my tail. That child was only a toy. Now I'll give it to you, Papa. It's yours now. I want to pray like I used to, but who is there left to pray to nowadays? Take a good look around. Kefli has never truly left us. And then I already talked to them. They're just discussing philosophy. Huh, Labanus, can your stomach still handle it? It looks like I'm gonna win this one. I just drank too much water. It's all because the honey brew here is too watery. In that case, would you like to try the richest honey brew? After the black tide receded, I returned to my homeland and dug up all 12 bottles that Fagosa had buried in the seabed. Today, have as much essence of the icy spring as you wish. Let's drink to our heart's content. As much as I wish? But it's something so precious. Back then, Fagusa buried them in the seabed because she wanted to share them with her descendants. After the black tide had receded, aren't they the perfect for the celebration now? Since Dux Gladorum insists so passionately, we'll humbly accept the offer. Little Virginia, looks like you'll get your chance to shine today. Well then, here's to our yesterdays and tomorrows. Wow, that really hits the spot. Fagusa's collection really lives up to its reputation. Though it tastes a little astringent at first, if you let it sit in your mouth for a moment, you can taste a subtle sweetness and a hint of sea breeze. The taste is exquisite indeed, but as loyal subjects, how can we enjoy this by ourselves? Go and invite the great Imperator. I'll join her for drinks later. For now, please enjoy yourselves to the fullest. Remember, we're not leaving until our cups run dry. Alright, then today I'll be the last one standing. Who's my next challenger? Your time to shine, Virginia. Then I'll do it. Little Grey Fry, care to join me for a drink? Look. The dew of divine blood, you should still remember its taste, though it's fine if you don't. I can help you recall it. Cheers, little gray fly. This is impossible. Oh, Mr. Kalis, please help Seneca. She was having a drinking contest with me. We were drinking honey brew, but she's about to hit the floor after just a few cups. I was keeping score, a whopping total of 52 cups. Dux Bromalis, you drink well, but it's unfortunate you ran into a monster like little Virginia. There's no shame in this loss. Nonsense. I'm not done yet. I can still drink on. Looks like this victory feast is gonna last for quite a while.
Come, let's enjoy this victory feast together.
Little Greyfry, want another drink? The world after Era Nova is very gentle, like an endless banquet where everyone can raise their porcelain cups and enjoy honey brew together. Isn't this the kind of home I've been hoping for all along? Yet now that I've finally arrived at this harbor, all I feel is peace. I guess it's because on my way here I've already found my own flame. Oh right, there's one small downside. The water bodies here are rather narrow, and sometimes I can't stretch my fins as freely as I'd like. I can see it in your eyes. You've been wanting to ask that for a while now, little gray fry. Because I am the ocean's daughter, this body of mine was originally molded from spirit water. Little gray fry, if you're that curious, why not join me for a hunt? Perhaps you'll find the answer with your own eyes. Something worth remembering. Little gray fry, do you plan to take it to the sea beyond the sky? That works too. I collected this shell fossil from the seabed of the Styxia many years ago, and it still retains its pristine shine despite weathering through snow and storms. Make sure to treasure it well. How about displaying it by your bedside? Oh, I was like... One moment, guys. I have... Trying not to sneeze. Mifamim, how dare you sneak out to the wilderness outside the village all by yourself? Do you have any idea how worried we were about you? I know every fairy has a burning curiosity about the unknown, but entering the deep forest is strictly forbidden. It's a permanent ban in the Membrance Maze. Sorry, village chief, I won't do it again. Now I believe it. The chief's outrage really could destroy 6/7 of the world. I climbed a small hill in the farthest woods and then grabbed onto a dandelion to float down before finally making it past those prickly bushes and thorns. Climb up that small hill to get past the bushes, so that's how it works. After crossing the border, follow the stream and you'll reach a vast flat plain. When night falls, there are always these glowing green dots dancing around just like stars. Following along the stream, there's a vast flat plain. Chief, what's got you so lost in thought? Truth is, I still harbor a dream of adventure even today. Yeah, just thinking about the fragrant, colorful salad, pumpkin pie, and juicy roast chicken, I'm already drooling. Oh my gosh, I want to try every single dish. Is that restaurant still there? Awesome, my wallet is ready and raring to go. Here, this hat. I borrowed it from the scarecrow in the fields before I left. It was quite generous and didn't refuse me. I don't think it agreed either, did it? I'm handing it over to you now. You have my permission. Okay, a long list of names. A long list recording the names you once encountered or heard of in Amphoreus. They are not merely data from the countless extrapolations of Scepter Delta-Me 13 drawn from the simulated world of Amphoreus. Because of your arrival, they changed their fates, lived as though real, and remain as memories etched in your mind. Across countless worlds in the galaxy yet to come, your existence shall cause them to be remembered. Okay, I thought I saw a different pop-up. If we return to the most basic instinct of life, all it takes to fill the Earth's belly is rich and flavorful red soil. All living beings in Amphoreus have found their place now, and I can finally put down my burdens and enjoy my meal in peace. As his body stepped onto the pristine new land, a sudden surge of hunger washed over me. Perhaps just as Fagusa can't resist their ambrosia, I've always had a natural fondness for what's born from the furnace of the earth. Hot, crispy, and delicious. You should use your teeth and thoroughly enjoy this feeling with me. As depicted in the memories of the Vale of Evernight, you have traversed many worlds beyond the sky. Tell me, what is the earth there like? You told Terravox about the frozen lands of Urilo 6 and how the people of Belbog have been fighting against the eternal freeze and its blizzards for thousands of years. It seems that in any world, living beings have their own way of dealing with the earth. While it may not be outright rebellion, they keep moving forward through friction. Of course, I haven't forgotten to hand this over to you solemnly, and to the new god of Earth. It's just a regular Dromus egg. Long ago, I gazed at the starry sky of the grove with my old friend Geocles. Each star represented a distant land, and that's when my yearning for the stars became the sky began. What? Stars beyond the sky began. Sorry. If it hatches one day, perhaps the new life born from within will be the first Amphorian life to truly step into the cosmos. Egg. Also, did we miss anyone in here? I'll find out. I should have one fruit left over at the end. What a peaceful garden this is. No swords, no flames. Are the laws of this new world really so merciful? Very well, I shall permit its existence. Rather than hymns and statues, the laughter and chatter of subjects are the highest praise for a ruler. Look, Dux Gladorum and the others are having quite a delightful conversation. No need. Rulers should stay silent in places where their subjects hold private conversations. I borrowed their lives, and so it's only fair to let them take a nice long vacation. You know what? I wasn't born with golden blood. Like a king's authority, I seized it with these hands. I've used every means at my disposal and earned the name of tyrant. That was because to root out injustice, this is the only path forward. But if possible, I hope people won't have to struggle to climb mountains just to live the life they want. I hear there are a few stars out there beyond the sky that are gentle enough for that. Now this long-cherished wish has largely come true. The reborn Amphoreus will surely embrace laws with more warmth and humanity. I hear the insolence in your words, but it's fine. After all, I am what people call a tyrant. Indeed, a monologue needs an audience, not a strategist plotting for me, and not a pawn at my disposal, nor some deliverer. Simply a friend who's willing to listen. Thank you, Dux Primarius. Ooh, we get a title.
Gentle laws. I shall permit their existence.
Don't worry about formalities, just speak your mind. After careful consideration, I think the title Dux Primarius suits you best. I pondered this title for quite a while. You're both the deliverer and the protagonist of this story, killing two birds with one stone. Isn't that fitting? In recognition of your contributions, I hereby grant you the Imperator's grace. From this day forward, all restaurants, hotels, and baths in the Amphoreus shall provide their service to you free of charge. I hereby grant you permission to carry this title across the stars. The privilege holds equal authority on all other planets. If anyone asks, tell them it was bestowed by the Imperator of Amphoreus. And if they want proof, let them come and seek an audience with me themselves. Moving forward, I plan to take a long vacation and pick up some hobbies I had to put aside during the conquests. I once dreamed of being a chess master, traveling the world and making friends through the game. But alas, Amphoreus can't go a day without its ruler, so the idea had been shelved anyway. If possible, I'd love to play a game with the chess masters from beyond the sky. That would be incredibly fascinating. Of course, there is my queen piece. The queen is the most powerful chess piece, moving like the wind, unstoppable in its path. May your future journey be just as free as it is. Welcome to the Twilight Courtyard. How can I help you? Like this? Smiles, laughter, a warm smile is most important, Lady Celios. Welcome to the Twilight Courtyard. How can I help you? It's you, the child of humanity who ascended to the skies alongside Hyacinthia. It is a pleasure to meet you again. I have now returned to my original pure state. I am no longer a warrior goddess wielding a spear, nor the all-seeing Theos Thedos. I am but an ordinary young girl. Even so, Lady Celios' way of speaking proved quite persistent. Actually, I think Celios' current state has a certain beauty to its contrast. I feel the same, just like during the action hour when a sun shower fell in the bright afternoon. Doot 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 doot. Aw, shush, little Ika. You shouldn't say things like that. No need to hide it. I can understand the winged beast's words. Despite her appearance as a child, her age far exceeds that of ordinary people. The Pegasus is right. Despite my age, my mind may not be as mature as Hyacinthia. I joined the Twilight Courtyard precisely because I wanted to become a physician and study ways to connect with the hearts of children and humanity. Children of humanity. It's wonderful that Lady Celios has such thoughts and aspirations. However, it's no easy feat to become a doctor. You'll need to master an entire manual's worth of knowledge and learn how to handle all sorts of situations. For example, what should we do if we encounter patients causing trouble in the courtyard? Causing trouble? Meld with their hearts. Understand their needs and patiently guide those with genuine difficulties and politely turn away those who make unreasonable demands. Don't be ridiculous. I did not misspeak. Lady Celios is very talented. With time, she'll definitely become an excellent physician. Toot toot.
Laughter echoes in the wind.
Lady Celios' arrival has
has
revealed a whole new possibility to me. Perhaps I can help people become their own doctors to heal themselves. But if that happens, there would be a lesser need for the Twilight Courtyard. They say there's a proverb from beyond the sky that goes, "May all people be free from illness, even if it's a means medicine gather dust on the shelves." Perhaps this is the mindset that all healers should possess. I want to be the happiest unemployed person ever. Let the Twilight Courtyard return to normal and become everyone's afternoon tea salon. It'll be quite difficult at first. Lady Celios lacks experience in dealing with patients, finding it hard to understand ordinary people's emotions and unable to express her own feelings appropriately. But she possesses the most essential quality of a healer, a pure and innocent heart. Something to remember? Oh, judging by Gray's eager expression, you want an Amphoreus souvenir, right? Perfect timing. Look, this is Twilight Courtyard's new product, limited edition Little Ika merch. They were all sold out, but luckily I kept one for myself. Here, Gray, take it home with you. The most ingenious part of the design is that with just a gentle squeeze, it can sing in Little Ika's voice. Listen. Do 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 do. Huh? Isn't that super adorable? Hyacinthia says I have a pure and innocent heart. I hope I won't let her down. I was about to be like, can I chat? I love the water effects, though. Grandpa Kratos, please tell us again about your showdown with the late king. You deflected the late king's spear tip with your shield and thrust your own spear straight at his throat. Yeah, that's the move. Could you show it to us one more time? Bards always love to embellish their tales. Give me a break, kids. I'm not as spry as I used to be. Kratos, too modest you are. Slack off. You've never done all these years. Yeah, I want to learn more skills so that when I grow up I can be just like you, a king's Aegis worth of 100 fighters. Alright kids, stand up straight and answer me. Why do you want to become heroes? My parents always said children of criminals are born with honed blades, destined to wield the blade and die by it. Besides, we genuinely love figuring out new moves and practicing with weapons. Like is quite a broad term, isn't it? Kids, could you tell me what truly interests you about becoming a warrior? I love looking at the murals depicting the heroes of the era Chrysia. I often use charcoal to doodle and draw on the stone bricks myself. I love the sound of clashing weapons. All that clanging and clattering, it's as crisp as rainfall. Dimitri, are you interested in learning to paint? Marcius, how about trying the water layer? I'll put in a good word for you with the Carpos of Mysia. Me, I love watching the blacksmith shop. Every time the hammer hits the iron, sparks fly everywhere. It's so much fun. Lord Cartonus, I'm afraid I'll have to trouble you to mentor this kid. Let you down, I won't. That's cute. Bring it on, Bandit Steel. The battle is far from over. Face me again in another intense round of Seal Slammers. Don't you dare mess with me. Just wait till my seal mania kicks in. You'll see a whole different seal. Hey, no yelling. One more shout and I'll boink on each of you all the way to the heaven. What are you talking about? Don't you reward them? It's you, Kalis. I'm basking in the sun. The old me used to be redacted, hungered, redacted, to devour all, but now I've changed, redacted, 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 somehow. I feel so peaceful and fulfilled inside. I just want to turn over a new leaf and be a seal of spiritual health. Even the redacted, mighty Lord Painon of the baby seal kingdom has reverted to Painon. What reason do I have to stay in the dark? But it's all the fault of redacted, red hot seal. Ever since it came, the pool temperature has redacted, shot up so much, redacted. I've almost turned into a seal burger. Yes, of course. Don't forget to take this coveted gold seal cup with you when you leave Amphoreus. Hope this reminds you of your adorable faces whenever you see it. Of our adorable faces. Make sure to come back and play with us. Oh, that's where I came from, I think. Yeah. And then she can also be... Our deepest shared memory has to be the stories with the weavers. I once built them a paradise with golden threads, and now it has become a part of the remembrance. I hope you will accept it. Stagnant nymph. Oh, it's so pretty up here. Oh, is that like Hyacinth? Or not Hyacinth, Cyrene singing in the background? Lord Mighty, what brings you here? Castress, are you here for the event too? Yes, but I had no idea that Lord Mighty would be participating too. Don't tell me you've already prepared some handicrafts. Crafts? You mean ingredients? I'm also surprised that you signed up for the new Master Chrysos Chef Championship. Hey, a culinary showdown? Isn't this supposed to be the first Amphoreus handicraft convention? Huh? I received an invitation addressed, Dear Miss Caceres, with the time and location of a handicraft exchange, meeting sealed with Council of Elders wax seal. Huh, this wax seal, why does it have a grid-like reflective effect when you look at it under the starlight? Is it in the shape of Cypher's cat coin? That's correct. Sure enough, I also received an invitation in the same format. This letter mentioned that this time there would be a legendary chef from another world beyond the sky participating, bringing new cosmic flavor dishes. I let my guard down. I was careless. Kalis, you still remember that arm wrestling tournament Lady Cypher signed me up for? But now I no longer bear the authority of death. These hands of mine probably can't defeat Lord Mighty anymore. I wonder how many other Cypher is tricked with the same ploy, or could we be the only two who fell for it? A lazy voice drifted down from above. It's not that dramatic. I only prepared 4 letters. The other 2 are meant for our little deliverer boy and the tailor girl, inviting them to wear their self-coordinated new outfits to the new season's fashion exhibition. I can't wait to see the tailor girl getting headaches over our little deliverer boy's fashion sense. Meow Express, off we go. The voice faded away. Cypher sure is full of energy. It's all right, I understand. Time flows peacefully in this new world, but an ordinary life doesn't mean it has to stay the same forever. She probably just wants to bring something fresh and exciting to everyone, while satisfying her urge to pull a few mischievous pranks. I haven't seen Lord Painon dressed in yellow and purple either. I'm quite curious indeed. If you don't mind, I can cook them right here and invite everyone to enjoy the meal together. Sure, I'll adjust the heat to your taste. These are all the things you're familiar with. Bookmarks, cushion, and felt dolls. They're a bit rough around the edges because I made them in a rush, but I was hoping to exchange them with everyone at the meetup. But now please allow me to take them back and refine them a little. Well, I have a suggestion for the good of your stomach. Let's eat after we see Let's eat after we've seen Finon's outfit. Lord Mighty, is it really going to be that dramatic? We're gonna stay away from that. Partner, you're finally here. Every time Professor and Exaggerus and Aglaia stand together, it means Akuma is about to be turned upside down. Even now, I can't let my guard down. I heard all that. Nothing major, I just wanted to find someone to discuss the new Titan myth circulating on the streets lately. What did I tell you? Even without the golden thread, the illustrious Lady Goldweaver still loves keeping tabs on everyone, and you, Finon. As luck would have it, I also know what you're about to say. Finon's just like that lady, not letting even the smallest detail slip by. Whose student is he really? Is my brain some kind of publicly shared folder? Everyone just loves to come and interpret it as they please. The Titan's myth circulating on the streets. I have a bad feeling about it. Could it be that one called Hidden Hatred, the butterfly in the tree? A girl named Minesta caught Cersei's attention while studying at the Grove, but Cersei discovered that her closeness was merely to gain academic guidance, which made the relationship grow complicated. Professor Exaggerus, may I continue? Why are you asking me? It's about Cersei's. What does it have to do with me? Well, after all, some people think that the bow of rift and chrysalis of gold depicted in the books are alluding to a certain new cycle. Years later, their successors' relationship deteriorated to the point of becoming sworn enemies. During one encounter, they accused each other of not even deigning to look at one another properly and nearly came to blows. Oh, and there's a postscript. All myths get embellished by later generations. These two titans weren't as lovey-dovey as the legends suggest. They just had some occasional collaboration. So, Exaggerus, what do you think? If you ask me, there's only one redeeming quality about it. A bit of occasional collaboration. All myths are mixed with later embellishments. Indeed, that's quite an astute observation from a scholar. I was the one being hesitant with my stitches. Did I hear that right? Aglaia actually praised Professor Exaggerus to his face? Since regaining my sight, I've resumed my work as a weaver. Setsphonia from the bookstore commissioned me to weave a Titan mythology-themed tapestry for her shop. Though, after hearing these new versions circulating the streets, I started contemplating how to arrange and edit them. Well, that's rare. Since when did Lady Goldweaver start caring about what others think? After all, these new pair of eyes were no different from those of a child first observing the world. There was still so much to see and learn. The people of the New World deserve to learn about the history through a better story, don't they? Ha! Speaking of which, we have someone right here. Kalis, I heard you're planning to take the story of Amphoreus beyond the sky. To weave a tapestry, wouldn't his story make the perfect blueprint? And then I look forward to the day when you bring the story back again. Oh wait, I forgot to actually... Wait a minute.
After such a long journey, we finally reached a perfect ending.
Good thing I was there. I don't even want to imagine what would have happened otherwise. At least the tension's not as thick now, right? At least that's how the two of them were when I joined the Flame Chase. Professor Exaga and Aglaia were both people who knew how to read the situation. In times of crisis, they could set aside their differences and work together. Now that everyone's calm, they're at each other's throats bickering. I guess you could say the chemistry between people really is a mysterious thing. Of course, I've read quite a few books like that. Stuff like Something's Wrong with My Flame Chase Journey, The Imperator's Personal Blade Maiden, The Class-Skipping Cat at Divine Academy. Shh. Let's keep our voices down. If you're interested, I'll take you to a bookstore to peek quietly. Not Finon also being interested in the isekai novels. Love that for him. Why are you getting all serious all of a sudden? Oh, well, you've left me no choice but to solemnly pull out this thing. Originally I wanted to entrust Dawnmaker to you, but it has witnessed too much pointless bloodshed. I fear it wouldn't make for an appropriate gift. As luck would have it, Cartonis made a batch of replicas while forging it. I'll let you keep this one as a memento, partner.
Curious about these eyes? They can finally embrace the light.
I didn't realize it when I took the assignment, but now that I'm actually weaving it, this tapestry is turning out to be quite the undertaking. Oh my god, that is literally every craft that you have to do fiber arts crafts specifically, you're like, oh, this looks simple, and then you'll be like 20 hours in, only halfway done, you're fully out of yarn, like it's a thing. Just as I thought. As for recruitment, I'll need to employ some tricks. Wait for good news. It has its romantic aspects as well as its inconveniences. The inconvenience lies in having to relearn how to read all those subtle details, like people's thoughts and where their gazes wander, things I used to easily discern through the golden thread. And what makes it romantic is, whether it's the stark contrast of colors and luster or the finest fibers on the fabric, they can all be seen clearly with human eye. Without doubt, the leader of Akuma must command golden threads that all can see, or can see all things, while an ordinary weaver only needs a pair of bright eyes. You must be familiar with this item. It's a talisman made of femoral stone that the non-hearing, non-speaking girl gave me. I'd like to pass it on to you. Though it no longer possesses Banesta's divine power, it remains the purest symbol of romance. May the spirit of nobility forever guard your journey.
See you tomorrow, Amphoreus.
About that book, can I be honest now? What a complete mess. What on earth was the nonsense even about? Even students who failed and had to retake my Titan mythology class could earn more balance coins with their writing than this. Really? Anyone who appreciates this work must have been cursed by both Manesta and Circes. Take this. This is the Philosopher's Stone, once hailed as the supreme crown of alchemy, possessing it negating all the wisdom of this world, but compared to the knowledge of the entire universe, it's merely the tip of the iceberg. Nothing can grant you wisdom except the realization that we know nothing of wisdom at all. I hope this will help you remember that.
I hope we can fill this place with blooming flowers.
The starry sky above is so beautiful, each star twinkling like countless blinking souls. Mr. Kalis, if you have time, would you like to join me for a stroll in the garden? I scattered many flower seeds there, hoping time would wash those melancholy memories away, allowing the seeds of stories to grow once again into an endless sea of flowers. Antilia is a flower that grows in the nether realm. Its purple petals bring final peace to the departed, but planting it here seems rather inappropriate, so this time I planted even more dazzling flowers. I believe there must be worlds blooming with lush flowers beyond the sky as well, right? If you have the chance, please bring me some flower seeds you encounter along your journey. Though people are still somewhat wary around me, curious children are now willing to hold my hand as they go and watch butterflies resting among the flowers. Their chubby fingertips are as warm as a hug. If I must name something regretful, it would be our encounter. Meetings and partings are part and parcel of life, and you must always venture forth towards the distant stars. But the miracles that your arrival brought to Amphoreus and all those memories we shared are already precious enough to me. Please accept this flower crown, Kalis. Girls in Adonia give flower crowns to travelers who are about to embark on long journeys. They pray that the scent of withered petals will help the traveler evade Thanatos' gaze and return home safely. I hope it brings you back safely, too.
See you tomorrow, Amphoreus.
The world is now free from strife and sacrifice. Well done, Deliverer. In my view, strife exists to end strife itself. Though it may be a pain in this world's needs, there will come a day of healing. Besides, there is no word for boring in the Cremoan language. Preparing a good meal is just as glorious as winning battles. These days, the world is full of animals that previously went extinct, which has greatly enriched our ingredient inventory. It's quite a fascinating world for anyone who enjoys cooking. There's an old saying in the Castro Krymnos, cats are either sleeping or causing trouble. I bet Aglaya will be the first to get restless and find the cat something to do. Take this crystal chalice. Everyone who has fought by my side has earned the right to share a toast with me. When you're wandering around those distant stars, treading your own path, should you ever feel down, raise a glass towards Amphoreus anytime. Mighty Most Son of Gorgo sends his regards. Okay, I know, before we do that, I know I missed the chimera that was standing up. Why am I running? I can just teleport. There was a chimera up on the wall that I missed. Here you are. Haven't gotten any garden work in a while. Is there nothing to help out with, or did you find a better team, Awu? That won't do. A team that prides itself on self-motivation and self-discipline, embracing both freedom and discipline, will quickly become slack without a goal. And before you know it, we'll fall behind. I need to find some new tasks for my team members ASAP. Good thing. I just feel like I have all the pent-up work enthusiasm with nowhere to release it. It's so frustrating, woo. There's no point arguing with a workaholic like you. It's just a sugar-coated trap trying to let our guard down. I'm so bored. I can't stand it. Could it be that the Garden of Life doesn't need this chimera anymore, woo? If you want it, you can have it. It's not really useful for work anyway. This is not only adorable, but really adorable, Awoo. Awoo, there's no point arguing. Yeah. I'm just making sure we've gotten everything. To the old Titans. Oh, I bet I know where that is.
I will walk to the
we won't be able to get it until we're able to interact with that last TV, but I have to wait for it to come in the mail. You would think you would get it right after you got the achievement, you know what I mean? If it's gonna come in the mail. But whatever. Okay, let's do this. You see, the nebula blooms with radiance, tracing the silhouette of a garden. A newborn world is about to sprout. The scene is the ending of As I've Written, and also the origin port of Amphoreus in the real world. One day it will give birth to true life. The people in the memory will be born one by one, waiting for you tomorrow. The stars breathe silently. You are certain that the fruit of Amphoreus has been planted. But what about its cause? Until the day comes, the journey continues. Endless possibilities unfold beneath your feet, and only the memory remains in yesterday. You recall the promise of Trailblaze. The story of the flame chase will echo across the stars. People remember the Amphoreus as a brilliant, magnificent world. You think you can let more people read As I've Written, preserving the memories of this world. If you do this, the causality will become more stable. You can't be certain, but you're willing to believe. What matters is that this is a promise shared between you and many others. Perhaps it's time to fulfill my promise. Oh, okay. This is a fountain crystallized with memories. You catch faint glimpses of those past titans in the rippling water. Well, look at you all. How did you get yourselves into such a mess? Didn't I leave you with so many brilliant strategies before I left? Heh, guess you really can't do anything without me. Mess, you say. Bartholos, with that grape-like appearance of yours, I don't think you're in any position to throw shade. Says the brute who only knows how to butt heads. If you just listened to me instead of desperately clinging to those doomed city-states, we could have extended the dawn by at least 1,000 years. Using your deceitful tricks for a few hundred years of mere survival, all men must face death, but never should they forfeit their dignity. I knew all along that you love strife deep down, don't you? Can't even sleep a wink unless you're wrestled with monsters, huh? You... My apologies, Kalis. You've had to witness such unseemly quarrel. But listening to their bickering takes me back to those days of the flame chase. On countless nights, those noisy sounds lulled us to sleep out alongside the campfire. Given all those offerings to Nikador I pilfered over the years, guess I could let this one slide. Bartholos, we've considered those strategies before, but with how things have changed, implementing them all would be rather difficult. You planned to use Krymnos as bait, but after the city fell, those massacres only became sustenance for madness. Lord Bartholos, your plan to submerge the Black Tide creatures in the River of Souls couldn't be realized either. When I took command of the river, I learned the Black Tide exists beyond life and death itself. Enough about this, little Polixia. Sending your dear sister to the next life was indeed genius. You surely learned from the best. I doubt our successors in the next life would have discovered the truth of the cycle so easily without that move of yours. Our efforts have not been in vain. At long last, I can finally say that with certainty. Okay, so that was it. And then we're gonna get 2 in the car, and then we have, I believe, 1 more fruit. Yes, we do. And I think that one we'll give to the TV. Oh, there they are. We'll give to the TV once we finally get that heroic deeds or whatever that cup is called. I still haven't gotten it. Yeah, it's not an attachment in any of that. And then I keep checking here, which also has a male concept. And then I haven't received it here. I don't really know what else it wants me to do, because we have the achievement. Yeah, see? Collect the blessings of all creation nymphs and solve all prophetic riddles. So, like, thus all creation is complete. We have it. We'll keep trying. Anyway. So we have collected all of them except for some, but let's go to our room. So Kalis, you're saying that you want to mass print the text of As I've Written and publish it as a book? Not a bad idea. However, any publication on the Inter-Astral Network must go through the IPC's channels. I'm not sure how they'll feel about this. We've already discussed the details of this project with the Business Consolidation Department. The verdict is approved for execution. Thanks to our experience in Urilo 6, we were able to close this deal. Rather than focusing on short-term gains, establishing a model of preservation will be more beneficial for long-term development. Besides, safeguarding new and growing civilizations is precisely what the Strategic Investment Department was made to do. According to Dr. Ratio, establishing a consistent understanding of Amphoreus across the cosmos will aid in its future to a certain degree. That's right, the Interastral Peace Entertainment will handle the publication of As I've Written, and the IPC will cover all related expenses. As for liaison with the various planets, we'll leave that to the Nameless. I see you've long been prepared, as expected, of the throne of worlds of Amphoreus. Perhaps soon it'll be time for the young ones to take charge of the Express. Don't sound so world-weary, Welt. We've got plenty of youth left. Even though the IPC is helping out, knowing you definitely want to go check it out yourself, right? Go ahead then and sow the seeds of civilization. Create a story that belongs to you. Keep going. It's like an unwritten rule among the Nameless. Press forward and see it through to the end. Time is of the essence. You head to Bedobog.
Peaceful days are like breezes, carrying the scent of wheat fields.
Belobog wasn't affected very much. After bidding farewell to Amphoreus, return to Urilo 6 Administration District. Frost and Flame. Do I have like a quest or something? Okay, yes, I do. Oh. It's been a while, Kalis. I heard you were coming, so I invited Sela as well. The kids at the orphanage are too scared to even go outside now because of the destruction. Never mind that. What did you want to talk about? You recounted the story behind As I've Written and the current state of Amphoreus. I heard the whole cosmos was shaken up by what you did. Pretty impressive how you managed to sort everything out. Thanks to Miss Topaz's anti-Iron Tomb vaccine and our timely shutdown of the engine of creation, Belobog was able to avoid another crisis. Don't worry, the reconstruction plan hasn't been affected, but I must say, even a tiny ripple in the universe becomes a tsunami when it reaches the frontier planets. The same goes for Amphoreus. As a similarly developing civilization, we are willing to contribute to its future. Goodwill is like a torch. It can only burn brighter when it's passed on. I'm not one for fancy words, but if you need help, I'll definitely be there. Alright, Kalis, I got something to ask you. Come with me later. Don't Ash, just be there. I'm not playing around. Honorary member, finally you're here. My legs are going numb. I heard from Clara that she was using Diggertron to help with mining, but the power was too much and she fell and broke her leg. I'm afraid she won't be able to take interstellar flights anymore. She wants to hear your fresh stories from beyond the sky so she won't have any regrets. Just take it as the truth. Don't worry too much about the details. Honorary member, you'll help Hook out, right? Well, since you all say so. You retell the story as I've written to Hook, sentence by sentence, especially those thrilling adventure parts, naturally done in the voice of a bath sprite. Wowza, legends, galaxies, giant monsters, so cool! I knew there were so many interesting things beyond the sky, but Julian and the others wouldn't believe me. I'm gonna tell them right now. Hook sprang up from the bed with a whoosh and dashed away in a flash. Perhaps your story was so fascinating that it cured her without any treatment. I admit I was just playing around earlier. She just wanted to see you. Children are all like that. All that fuss for nothing. Well, at least she's okay. I should get going. Keep an eye on Hook. Make sure she doesn't pull any weird stunts. The children's energy seems endless. Ah, to be young. By the way, the book seems really interesting. Would you mind sharing a copy with me? Next time a child is being difficult, I can use it to comfort them. What's wrong with fairy tales? The story contains defiance, courage, and love, exactly the qualities children should learn. Besides, writing fairy tales is quite challenging. You must believe in the existence of beautiful things to write about them. In my opinion, sometimes adults need fairy tales even more than children do. Since you've said so. Thank you. Now could you sign this for me and add a little message too? There's a word for this. Ah yes, book signing. Consider this practice for future book signings. A message. What should I write? Well written indeed. This makes me the first owner of your exclusively signed copy. I will pass this book down through generations. 500 years, 1,000 years. As long as children keep growing up and children's children have children, it will never be forgotten. After all, some things must be remembered, like that Supreme Guardian, like all the acts of defiance that occurred among the stars. Dr. Natasha, I brought them. Where's that book? I can't remember all the details in it. Well then, shall I tell you the story again?
Moons does Amphoreus have? Heard there used to be 6. That's more than we've got.
The story says Amphoreus has 6 moons. Guess that didn't need to turn on the lights at night, huh? But they had no sun, only something called the Dawn device, mounted on the back of the tallest engine of creation. Honkai, you're only getting half the story again. It's not called the engine of creation, it's called the Titan. Can someone really carry the sun on their back? I'm not some gullible kid you can fool. Hook's vouching for it. Somehow that makes it even more suspicious. But will Belobog one day vanish from the universe like Amphoreus did, leaving behind nothing except a book? If that happens, we'll never get to eat popping candies again, or listen to Natasha's stories. No more playing hide and seek or cheering for Big Brother Luca at the arena. Yeah, if that day ever comes, I'll stand tall like the heroes of Amphoreus and protect everyone in Boulder Town. Then we can sign a trade adornment with the Amphoreans, just like we did with the Ciencio. You forget the name again. It's called the Mutual Benefit Trade Agreement. That's not the point. The point is we can go to the hot springs in Akama, ride dromuses, and I want to raise a little chimera. But can we really take an interstellar flight to Amphoreus like Boss Hook? I really, really wish I could grow up faster. I hear Fushun was also in the battle. So, Junior Soror, great changes are coming. Why not join the Yuchui as the Master Diviner? That way I could catch a breather too. General Yao Guang must be joking. If I stay on the Lafu, I'm sure to inherit the position of General. If I transfer to the Yugui, I'd be nothing but a mere Master Diviner for life. How could I not see which path holds more promise? Genius Soror's optimism is truly delightful. Looks like optimistic general is a Lafu specialty. Your visitor has arrived. Kalis, what perfect timing. I was just about to visit the Astral Express. What's the matter? You recounted the story as I've written in the current state of Amphoreus. Before obtaining this book, I only knew that golden blood was reaped in this battle, and thus it was deemed a great victory. I did not know that within the golden blood lay such a stirring and tragic story. Shortly after the fall of Iron Tomb, the Alliance gathered all the generals to discuss their next course of action. The records in this book should provide them with additional support. Rest assured, whether through opera, storytelling, or crosstalk, the Lafu never lacks ways to spread stories that capture people's hearts. Besides, the Alliance has been fighting battles everywhere in recent years, and there's been plenty of tales about their valor and victories. The word hero already carries weight in people's hearts. The faithful adaptation of this as I've written within the Alliance is most definitely assured, but from what you've said, if we want it to be remembered throughout the cosmos, Lafu alone may not be enough. This matter requires the Skyfaring Commission's assistance. Go talk to Yukong. I will inform her of the full situation. It's Feels like one of those, like, hey, let's make sure you're still acquainted with all of the characters and haven't forgotten anyone. A false sky sealed by a pantheon, an exploration of challenging taboos one after another. Sounds like some kind of fable. I can make you a promise that the Skyfaring Commission will provide its full support for matters relating to As I've Written. From now on, the connections between the Xianzhou ships will grow even closer, and I'll have merchant vessels export As I've Written to our allies' fleets. With the convenience of the Whistling Flames Guild, this matter should be handled quite smoothly. Though the Luofu emerged victorious in this battle of Iron Tomb, we did not escape unscathed. Your safe return is truly a blessing. Back when I was a pilot, I used to go on adventures everywhere with my companions in our star skiff. Even though we always managed to get out of sticky situations, we'd inevitably get a stern talking to when we returned. Those were the reckless days of my youth. If I had to choose again, I'd probably walk the same path, same as your account of the Trailblaze in your book. I'd like to ask you a personal question. What do you think about the journey to Amphoreus? Is that so? Such wonderful memories. I'm actually getting a bit envious. Memory is quite a peculiar thing. Sometimes I even think it's a prank by the Glow Swather. Whether Foxians, the Celestials, or Vidyahara, they all possess lifespans far beyond those of short-life species. She's talking too fast. For us, history feels like it happened yesterday. It's precisely because the Legion... I don't have this on auto. Why is it going so fast? Alright. Of short life species. One of the downsides is that it is not easy to forget. For us, history feels like it happened yesterday. It's precisely because the memories of war remain vivid that the Alliance stays vigilant and ready. The Legion is growing restless, and a fierce battle seems inevitable. We cannot and dare not let our guard down. Look at me, what am I saying? Be it eons or the war, these topics are too grand. We shouldn't let them consume too much of our thoughts. Regardless, as I have written, I will do my utmost and won't let these heroes' deeds be buried by the stars. Are we going to Penacony? Immortality and organization.
General.
Origination? Is that what that one said? Origination. That day he left in disgrace, bearing thorns in apology. Today he returns, bathed in blood, triumphant. Krymnos, his homeland, lay all in ruins, split asunder by the blazing fire that forged adamant. Yet today we shall not speak of the psychopompt of Idonia, but of Mightymos, the blacklit spirit ward, and bears the byname Mighty, the name Mighty that signifies a foe that no multitude could withstand, as well as a foe whom none among 10,000s could overcome. Alright, alright. The wind tore through the banners, and rain beat down upon the remnants of the army. Across the plain rose cries of sorrow, yet only the roar of a lion was heard. And you ask, what manner of man was this Mighty? He was the crown prince of Krymnos, cast off by his father, drifting for years upon the sea of souls. Whether he forged an indestructible body, summoned by the thousand-faced matriarch, he threw himself into the great cause of the flame chase. Thereafter he hewed? That is not how you say that. Hewed down the black tide, passing the trial, drank the crimson brew of blood, drove back the calamitous star of misfortune. He settled old grievances, guarded the holy city, reclaimed his sunken homeland, ascended the agate throne. Now this is an epic, like a battle-hardened lion on his throne. Krymnos' mighty name shall echo through the ages. Alright, alright. Through countless cycles of upheaval, As I Have Written reveals the truth of Amphoreus. Want to know what happens next? Stay tuned for the next chapter. Not the Mightymos versus Phaidon, but also would be me. Okay. Okay, I was hoping we'd go to Penacony, because Penacony makes the most sense, because we could transfer our memories into a dream bubble, and then people could live the experience of Amphoreus.
Peaceful days are like breezes, carrying the scent of wheat fields.
That would be mildly traumatizing, but it would definitely keep the story alive, that's for sure. Mikhail always welcomes visitors. For those who lose their way, he never fails to point them in the right direction. But there's no confusion in your expression. I'm guessing you're not here for answers. That's right. Together with another author, I wrote a book about the Trailblaze journey. This time I'm here to tell that story. I want to share this experience with those who came before. Alright, let's tell them what kind of story this really is. Yeah, so much has happened in Amphoreus. How could I sum it all up in a few words? This story, I'm afraid it's going to take a while. Let's start with the world of Amphoreus. It was a world born of conspiracy and sin, yet burned away alongside destruction. Before the cold and heavy destiny, it did not fall, but destiny itself did. And now for the meaning of this journey. As a member of the Flame Chasers, you joined Amphoreus' grand journey. You've encountered heroes, forged bonds, and achieved greatness together. As a traveler, your footprints have already reached far and wide. Such is the way of the Trailblaze. Explore, understand, build, and connect. But there's always the next stop on this journey. When the whistle of departure sounds, the express will lead, carrying all memories with it. But the stars will remember the names of every epic. Looks like this, Trailblaze. I've made up my mind. Let me start from the beginning. You spent countless moments in the dream within a dream. As the story ended, a certain emotion in your heart grew stronger, like a burning ember. News doesn't travel as fast in dreams. Every plot twist in the story caught me completely off guard. Thanks. I guess that's all that needs to be said. I think Mikhail would be proud of you all. Oh, Robin. The journey against the destruction and the stories behind it should be known by more people. I know a few publishers who can make dream bubbles based on sample books and put them on the market in Penacony. However, as you know, Penacony is a realm wrapped in syrup. I worry that epic tales of heroes might be too heavy for those living in a dream. All we can do is put it on the shelf. Whether it survives the competition, there are too many uncertainties. But I think, Kalis, you should just follow what your heart tells you. People can only tell stories they truly believe in. Once you've made up your mind, go see Dr. Edward. I'll convince Mr. Oti to help out. See you later. In Penacony, dreams must conform to reality, and as I've written is no exception. What will you choose? Lucky for you, this is a dreamscape where furniture can talk. Why not hear what they have to say? The furniture? Okay. You approach the control console, and the 4 control levers wiggle excitedly back and forth as if waving at you. Captain, look at me. I'm the control stick, and I'm an expert at controlling hearts. Trust me, just tweak the ending a tiny bit to make it less perfect, and people will absolutely go crazy for it. The control stick shakes, making loud creaking noises. The vintage dial phone stares at you, occasionally rolling its eyeballs like an owl. Captain, did you know that I wasn't always a dial phone? I used to be an owl, but I'm not an owl anymore. I'm a dial phone. Want to take a guess why? If you know, you know, and if you don't, well, no amount of explaining will help. Riddlers need to get out of Penacony. A vase with flowers in it. It looks quite expensive. As you approach, a languid voice echoes from within. Dear Captain, do you remember me? I've been watching you for quite a while. Tell me your story and I'll teach you about niche art. As long as you immerse yourself in your own world, you won't get hurt. The vase is immersed in its own world, completely silent. You take the furniture's advice to heart, which provides practically zero guidance. Looks like it's up to you to make the final verdict. After all, you're the one who lives through the story. Should I make some changes? As you know, nothing is taken seriously in Penacony. Even heroes' tales of blood and tears are just casual gossip over dinner. You remember Clocky, Brother Hanu, Miss Note. They were all living legends once. If As I've Written gets passed down in the same Machia way, is that really what you want? Yes, the answer was crystal clear from the start. The story of the 3 Nameless is the best proof of that, isn't it? Syrup and honey brew. Love, friendship, rage, regret. Such a tiny dream bubble contains such complex emotions. It's like pouring a whole bottle of vodka into a dolium. Thank you for providing the memories. Here's my verdict. It's bound to be a huge hit. Even if the results aren't what we expect, I can still have the heroes tap dance in the vortex of Genesis. That'll be just as big a success. Oh my god, there's been a Hoyoverse video that's been going around that's like the Amphoreus guys doing like an idol dance. Is this what that is referencing? That's so funny. Haha, just kidding. Rest assured, I'm a professional dream bubble collector. I know what can and can't be successful. And so, As I Have Written was published in Penacony. Some guessed the alfalfa was behind it, and they weren't wrong. With such a big favor ready for the taking, why not use it? Let the young folks keep stirring things up. Who knows? Maybe they will actually change the universe one day. Titans, cycles, fall of erudition, quite the imagination there. Too bad the plot is so cliche. It's just another story about heroes fighting monsters. We've seen that 100 times already. That's what you call a classic formula. People keep coming back for more, and that's why this theme never gets old. Not to mention this was based on a real story. Haven't you heard the Interastral Peace broadcast? Iron Tomb was really defeated, and the seeds of civilization have sprouted in the universe. Maybe we'll be able to step into the Memorial world one day and have a face-to-face conversation with the heroes from that book. A world made of Memoria? No way, that's gotta be something the Oak family made up. Whatever, just go hang out with Clocky at the theme park and watch out for those alien memes trying to abduct you. I was like, oh, we've been everywhere. Forgets about the Herta space station entirely.
Peaceful
Yesterday
days
and
are
tomorrow.
like
The
breezes,
researchers are still as busy as
carrying the
ever. Yep,
scent
this
of
is the
wheat
space
field.
station, I know. Alright, but this should be the last area. Right, let's send the damaged ships to Pierre Point and have the IPC foot the bill. Oh, if it isn't Kalis, perfect timing. I've got good news and bad news. Which would you like to hear first? Bad news, always. Now that I think about it, starting with the bad news might be a bit too abrupt. Let's give you the good news first. Remember that star knot I gave you? The good news is that I got one from the space pirate, but his fleet was dispatched to fight against Iron Tomb and that star knot was destroyed. I've reposted my purchase order, but it'll be tough to find another seller anytime soon for a ship of that size. You recounted the story behind As I've Written and the current state of Amphoreus. I have to say that the idea is way more interesting than the researchers' projects. It's a shame you don't need funding, or I'd definitely invest a few 100 million credits. I took an elective called The History of Frontier Planets back in my student days. The professor warned us on the first day not to take everything at face value. Many worlds add exaggerated elements to their local hero legends, claiming their ancestor bloodlines are inherited from some eon. Eventually having an extraordinary origin story becomes quite the trend. But isn't that how stories work? When enough people believe in them, they gradually become reality. I'll get As I've Written added to the space station's required reading list. The researchers may not be interested in mythology, but once they hear it's Madame Herta's project, they'll get as excited as Peppy seeing a spacesuit. Madame Herta has overexerted herself. She'll need some time to recover. Who said that? A mere Lord Ravager isn't enough to make me overexert myself. I just wasn't online, that's all. The IPC keeps pestering me about forming some alliance. I got tired of their nagging, so I turned on auto-answering mode. Oh right, Kalos, I got some more good news. After Iron Tomb fell, the scepter was ruined, but Screwy and I managed to salvage a majority of the data. They are crucial for the newborn Amphoreus. Well, let's call it that for now. If things go smoothly, the world's evolution can skip its inorganic life phase and take a big step forward. Besides, the last extrapolation record, the one when you acted as the world-bearing titan, is crucial. The Trailblaze will replace the destruction and purify this world. Screwy has signed a special agreement with the IPC. They will closely monitor the state of Amphoreus for a while. As the heart of the scepter, she too filled the cosmos in an instant when Iron Tomb swept across all of existence. She became the memories of the stars. The surging imaginary energy enabled her to create a miracle. With herself as the cradle, she closed the cycle of causality at Amphoreus, making a world emerge from the memory zone. Of course, I know you just want to hear the outcome. Let me put it this way. She's Just sleeping. Maybe she'll open her eyes again as a pink memo sprite and once again embark on a journey to meet you. But that has already happened in the past, and in her subjective time, everything has become eternal. She was smiling when she left you, so don't be sad. She'll tell you the same if she were here. I can't make any promises. The planet will gradually become how you remember it to be, but no one can tell when that'd be. It might take 1,000 amber eras, or it might only take a year or two. The only thing for certain is that what you are doing will surely hasten its growth. My advice is continue the journey. Be prepared for the worst, but keep hope in your heart. You know that if there's one thing the world of Amphoreus isn't short of, it's miracles. Screwy and I have reached a consensus on that. Regrettably, the answer given by the scepter is indeed destruction. You can find a more detailed discussion in the database. But that's not Amphoreus' answer, and I don't imagine it's yours either. I have my own insights on this, which I've written in the annotation. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, you can make it your own research topic. Then I'll disconnect for now. Got lots of stuff to deal with. Herta, signing off. Madame Herta has actually been thinking about Amphoreus all this time. The last time she couldn't stop talking about something was when we contained the Estellaron. Leave as I've written to us. I'll contact you again when we have news. At last your journey of sowing has reached its end, and you return to the Astral Express. Looking back, the Amphoreus you spoke of has taken root deep across the universe, quietly awaiting the day it will sprout. Perhaps this is the final step of Genesis. What are you spacing out for? Of course, after all, we three trailblazed through Amphoreus together. I ran my heart out for this. I received a message from March when I was leaving Thalassa, so I came back with her. She ran into some trouble on Colossus. Don't even get me started. I'm already shy as it is, and then the Synthesia beacon had to break down. Thank goodness Don Hun can speak the Khaleesi language. Also, I discovered a new species resembling chimeras on Spindle 3. There was no prior records of it. Does that mean there could be planets completely filled with Dromuses? Let's wait for Himiko and Mr. Yang to come back before we do a full debrief. You should rest for now, Kalis. You look tired. Yeah, see you in a bit then. The world has never been so quiet, as though you could hear the sound of heartbeats. This is the final stroke you write for Amphoreus. Only fate knows when it will respond. But you know, whether it's tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, they are all on the path of the Trailblaze, and I can't read that fast. Give me a second. Not as parallel lines, but as points destined to converge.
Stay strong. Eyes forward. Always.
See you tomorrow, Amphoreus.
Ooh, hello, Sparkle.
Great! It's a secret. And it's a good thing I got here so fast. Otherwise, you would have missed the fireworks I prepared. Huh? That's weird. I pressed the button already. I wonder what went wrong. Gray hair, don't be so nervous. I took a mutually assured destruction button and repurposed it into a sky full of sparkles button. I really wanted to give you an epic fireworks show. I tested it so many times just to make sure. And now that I finally boarded the express, it doesn't even work. Oh well. Luckily, I brought along some sparklers too. Let's light them up. Look, aren't they nice? Wait, hold up. Where are you going? Don't leave!
I am going in the wrong direction.
Peaceful days are like breezes carrying the scent of wheat fields.
Huh. It says there should be a stone tablet in the parlor car, or in the passenger cabin. Oh, so not in my cabin? Passenger cabin. Stone tablet. Oh, here. What's this stone tablet doing here? Adventures of the Rosy Celestial Maiden. Could it be? Am I still in Amphoreus? No, this must have something to do with March 7th. I should ask her about it. Eh? I secretly left it here last time I came to play it. You finally found it. Nah, I made this myself. The tablet's just a prop. There's not a single word written inside. But hey, I copied the Amphorean style for the cover. Looks pretty legit, don't you think? Right? I've been with you guys this whole time, but it's all in those photos. There's barely any of me in them. And I even got a new look. Such a waste. Come to think of it, it's kind of a bummer. I wish I could have grabbed more souvenirs from Amphoreus. Ah, geez, once I start getting all sentimental, there's no stopping me. Anyway, it's yours now. Make sure to put it somewhere everyone can see. Indeed, though I'm hesitant about how to bring it up. March came to see me a few days ago and used a synthesizer to print out the tablet and cover. I was already thinking about it back then. After considering what souvenir could represent both Trailblaze and match your style, this was the conclusion I reached. Take this, to celebrate that we made it through unscathed, Kalis. Don't mention it. Next time we raid for Midnight Stacks, you'll take the front line. That's all I wanted to say. See you at mealtime. As for this gift, you find it a bit strange. No, never mind. I hope it's to your liking. Ah, the seal sunglasses. I like that they've added, like, teleporters to get you around the train pretty good. Or easily. Okay, so now we can decorate. Ooh. Okay, so she did say to put the conch next to her bed. Oh, we can replace the sparkle doll with Treeby, or the chimera, or the Dromos egg. I feel like the chimera makes sense. It would almost make sense to put the coin here, like she stole it, but... It looks fancy, right? It's so tiny there. I feel like it would make sense to put her bow there so that, well, maybe not. Wait, No. We'll put this back for now. Now here it makes sense to put the bow, because it's like you're picking it up. Kinda deal. The dot maker is so tiny here, it's so funny. No. I still haven't gotten the new bed or bath stuff because I don't have that heroic deed things. Let me do the kitchen first and then I'll... Oh, there's nothing there. Okay. See, I don't know if I want to put like a cup on one of these plates or what. Oh, I hate it, actually. Wait, did I not place the Chimera doll? Oh, I didn't. I think Sparkle makes more sense there anyway. Oh, we're totally leaving adventuring stuff. Why is the Dawn Maker just so tiny? Okay, so we are running out of, like, room. Maybe we'll put the coin? It just doesn't make sense. Versus, like, the glasses that are already there. Also, that makes no sense as well. Or the Dromos egg? Like, why? maybe put that there so we can actually see it, or maybe the crown? Kinda annoyed that I can't hang the Celestial Maiden thing, like, up, you know what I mean? See, like, you can't even see it. It looks like a toothpick, guys, I swear. You can put the Dromus egg there. Like, why? I want to have this in my room, but I don't want to put it on the sofa. Same thing with the egg. I hate not putting the Dawn Maker somewhere, but it like makes no sense to put this tiny toothpick of a weapon anywhere. Honestly, I like this, but maybe this one or the crown would be better. I'll place that one. It just doesn't look good being that small. Alright, take a look at our changes. Oh, I love the Chimera plushie, it's so cute. Looks quite official. Take a nice sip. Okay, well. We have everything except for that weird one that we're waiting for, but other than that, acquire all home decorations from Amphoreus. Take their hearts with you. And I'm apparently waiting for a piece of mail for. Yeah, Chrysos Spirit Bath Soak is the last thing. everybody's just like, oh, you'll just get it in the mail. And I'm like, where? Yeah, everybody's saying I'm just missing something from what I can see. Alright. Let's make sure we have everything in our inventory that they're talking about. 16 tablets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yes. 7 scrolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had more golden apples, but I obviously used them. No, I have all of those. Why is it saying I do not? It's a what? Wait a minute. If this is correct, that's wild. Where is it? Oh, that's interesting. You can customize that. Anyway, that's not what we care about. Where is redemption codes? How do I do redemption codes? I don't think I've done that in a hot minute. Okay. Let me go... If this is locked behind a redemption code thing, that's a choice. Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to see if I can redeem codes. I know there's a way you can do it, I just haven't done it on here in a hot minute. 1 minute, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna write this down and then try and... Okay, well, we will try from a different way then. Let's see. Here, redeem code. Honkai Star Rail. Yeah. Just go to some random person's redeem thing on here. And then type in the redeem code Creation Nymph. Redeem. Is that not working? Oh. Nope. Sorry for the dead silence, everybody. I'm trying to see if I can get this to work. Redeemed successfully. Oh my god, that's how you get it? You have to use a redemption code? That's wild. That's wild. Well, anyway, if you're getting stuck and you can't get it, you have to use the redemption code Creation Nymph, no spaces, all caps. Alright, so let's go back to this area, and this will be the last thing I do today. And then go up here. That is a decision to lock that behind a redeem code. Okay. Yes, heroes. That's what storytellers call them, but I prefer to call them free spirits, people of infinite possibilities. July in Amphoreus is called the month of freedom. It belongs to Kephalli and represents what every prisoner yearns for deep in their hearts, yet can never grasp. The human spirit is immeasurable. Only the gods can control everything. Just as Xander cannot remove his humanity, Lycurgus cannot eliminate the path of life. When it comes to the topic of past, we're nothing but prisoners of destiny. But who can say for sure that we aren't just prisoners in an even bigger cave? So I collected these nymphs as a small reminder to myself and those who come after. Control is nothing but an illusion. O wanderer on the nameless path, before we part ways, allow me to offer you these words of wisdom. You're a diamond in the rough. Don't lose that malleability, for it is your greatest excellence, until you decide to step out of this cave. The Golden Nymph. The oldest fable. Christus spirit basso. The Golden Nymph. That's a really cool design. And then we'll go grab that achievement. Uncover the Exomist secret. But that's wild to make it so that that piece has to be given to you from the, I like this one a lot. If I didn't still have this one, I love this one too much to give it up. But yeah, no, to the fact that you have to use a redeem code to be able to get the hero variable, that's wild. And from what I could see on Reddit, that was given to you back in like 3.4, and it's only usable now in 3.7. Okay, I will have to let my friend know that that exists so that they can actually get that. Okay, so we got another bath soak. I wonder if it'll just give it that golden appearance that it had during the... Oh, it does give it that gold shimmer. I don't know, I really like the rose petals. It looks very interesting, we'll say that. It's very atmospheric for it to be gold like this. Now, if I could also put the rose petals in there, it'd be perfect. We'll leave it like this for a bit, just to have it be different, though. Okay, so that is all of the Amphoreus different things. Make sure that you use Creation Nymph, I guess, if you want to be, or Creation Nymph. Here, let me... I know I'm not enunciating pretty well. So this is the, you'll see it should pop up on the screen. So that's the code that you actually have to use in the redeem link to be able to get the heroic variable. That's wild. That you have to go through all of that plus put in a redeem code to be able to get that. But regardless, there we go. Hopefully next week when we have our new characters, they'll also give us a new sub-event, like one of those bigger ones, or potentially we might get an interlude, but it's probably more likely to be a sub-event. We will go over these two. I don't imagine they'll be super long, but we will just go over them as well. And grab those. Speaking of which, let's go give them all of our...
Peaceful days are like breezes.
All of our collected...
I'm so parched.
So we got quite a bit of libation here. That'll give us some credits. Oh, we went from 25 all the way to 50. That's quite a bit. And then from, oh, and we still even have a little bit more. Nice. That just gave us a ton. Does that get us up to 200? It does! Nice. Oh, let's do a 10 pull. Standard banner, we're at 53. Ah. No dice. Oh, Mika. That's a good one to get. Let me just throw that one on there. Yeah, we don't have many of him.
One thing I look forward to? Growing up, of course.
That puts us at 63 on the standard banner. Alright, but yeah, so hopefully they'll have another event. Otherwise, we've gone through most of the content because I was so excited for the... couldn't put the main story quest down that I've gone a bit ahead of schedule. And then that's literally, this is all the side content we have left. I'm very good about staying on top of that, so we don't really have much more to do, so we're hoping that, like I said, in the next one that they'll give us some kind of like sub-event that takes a little bit. Alright, well I will see you all then. Thank you all for staying with me so early in the morning like this, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening or day depending on the time, and that you all get some good sleep and some good food. Bye everyone!